The three unforgivable curses are quite literally the darkest and most dangerous spells in the wizarding world by far. They are also the strongest spells in existence, and today we'll be doing a full analysis on them. I'll be going over the dark history, breaking down the spells themselves, what it takes to perform the spell, and much more. Without any further ado, let's get it. Let's start by talking about the performance of the spell. To perform the spell, you really have to mean it. One must have a deep desire to perform the spell for dark purposes for the spell to actually work. This is shown when Harry can't use one of the curses against Bellatrix Lestrange, even though he's feeling immense rage. Basically, the curses are more than just a spell. The magic is a bit more complicated, as you need willpower combined with the actual wand-waving incantation. Next, let's go into full detail about the three different curses. We'll start with Avada Kedavra, the killing curse. The main purpose of the spell is to kill the target instantly and painlessly. The wizard would cast the spell, causing a flash of green light to speed towards the victim, followed by a rushing sound. When the spell hit the target, they would drop dead immediately. There was no biological reason for this, but there are theories that the spell causes internal organs to immediately stop functioning, or the soul being magically ripped from the body. Avada Kedavra could not be blocked or countered in any way. The spell could, however, be dodged or blocked with solid objects. Only 2 people have ever survived being struck by the killing curse: Harry Potter, who was protected by his mother, and Voldemort himself, as he had Horcruxes to keep him alive. Voldemort murdered many people using the spell, including his father, grandparents, James and Lily Potter, Bertha Jorkins, and much, much more. Next, we have the Cruciatus Curse. This spell would cause the victim excruciating physical pain. It required the spell to be spoken verbally and a wand. This spell is used regularly by Death Eaters and was another spell that required you to mean it. You couldn't just speak the words. According to Harry Potter, the curse felt like his head was splitting open and his bones had been set on fire. A prolonged exposure to the Cruciatus Curse was very dangerous, however, as seen with Frank and Alice Longbottom. After Bellatrix Lestrange used the curse on them for so long, they had to be admitted to St. Mungo's with an extreme case of insanity. Like Avada Kedavra, this curse could not be blocked, and the target would be forced to dodge instead. The spell was used commonly in duels, as the opponent would be temporarily disabled, and, even after that, would have to take a bit to recover. Only truly dark wizards would use this curse so carelessly, as the pain inflicted was truly unbearable. The curse was commonly used as a torture method and a way to get people talking. It was a good one at that, as only very few powerful witches and wizards could resist giving information while being tortured with this curse. Finally, we have the Imperious Curse. This spell caused the caster to have complete and utter control over the target. Unlike Crucio, the spell caused no pain to the target. On the contrary, the person under the spell experienced something like complete calmness and relaxation. The target of the spell was put under complete control of the caster, somewhat like hypnosis. The target would do whatever the caster wanted it to do: murder, stealing, anything you could think of. Even though the person was imperious, they would act completely normal, making it very hard to suspect. Most people cannot resist the Imperious Curse at all, but it is possible. Harry Potter could resist the curse, but he was one of the select few who actually could. The Imperious Curse was only lifted when the caster lifted it, or when the caster died. The use of the curse was obviously very dangerous, as the caster could perform whatever crimes they wanted at the target's expense. Definitely not a spell to fool around with. Next, let's get a bit deeper into the history of the curses. The 3 curses were invented quite early in time, but were not deemed unforgivable until 1717. The Ministry of Magic created strict laws on the Unforgivable Curses, saying anyone who performed them would be punished with a life sentence in Azkaban. The First Wizarding War was a nightmare for the Ministry, as the curses were being thrown left and right, and eventually the Ministry gave special permission for Aurors to be able to use them as well. Barty Crouch Jr., disguised as Alistair Moody, performed the curses on students during the 1994-1995 school year. Crouch performed each of the 3 curses on spiders to demonstrate to the 4th year class. In the class, he bewitched many students with the Imperious Curse in hopes they would learn to resist the spell. Only Harry Potter was successful. In 1995, Voldemort performed the Cruciatus Curse twice on Harry Potter, as well as the Imperious Curse. Harry was able to resist the Imperious Curse thanks to Barty Crouch Jr. In the Second Wizarding War, on the other hand, Harry tried to perform the Cruciatus Curse on Bellatrix Lestrange, but was unsuccessful as he didn't really mean it. She taunted Harry, and Potter was eventually able to use the curse on Amicus Caro. The Killing Curse was also used on Albus Dumbledore, coming from Professor Snape during the Battle of Hogwarts on the Astronomy Tower. Of course, during the Battle of Hogwarts, unforgivable curses were being thrown around a lot. Bellatrix Lestrange attempted a Killing Curse on Ginny, and Death Eaters use them frequently throughout the battle. J.K. Rowling didn't just make up the names of the curses randomly either. She put more thought into them than you may think. For Avada Kedavra, she said in an interview that it comes from an ancient Aramaic spell. It is the original form of abracadabra. Originally, the spell was used to cure illnesses, but she twisted it around and made it hers. It's possible she was also influenced by the Latin word cadaver, which means to fall. It refers to soldiers who died in battle. Crucio means I torture in Latin. The word excruciating links to this as well. Crucifixion was a form of torturous execution. Imperio is a spin-off of impero, which is Latin for I command. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the unforgivable curses of Harry Potter. Hopefully, you learned something new, and let me know in the comments what you think is the worst spell. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.